Oh, look here. Now it's different. You get back in the hallway and it looks different now. So many new things. And now you can walk this way. This is actually quite a really clever way to sort of present, instead of like boxes in level 1, now we have the freedom to do more weird stuff. So now we actually have the this is also a fun fact. The last teaser for our game was filmed in this very hallway. That's right, kids. It was all real. Is there any spot in the game that you kind of look at now and like, we should have done that properly or differently? Or?
Well, one that comes to my mind is the areas that we call the heap hallways in level 4, where the scary cope monster is like on top of.
Yeah, we wanted the monster here to wanted the player to feel like the monster could appear anywhere, and the monster should be going through closet doors, and every closet door could be a danger. The monster ended up being a lot more standard in its behavior, as it was really hard to make it work well with the whole going in and out of closet doors, and yeah, we had a lot of issues setting this up. There's a lot of things surrounding bottles in this level, and because of that, we really, this is kind of the first time where we are really explicit about kind of alcohols.
I wish we did a better job with everything. Like, everything could have been done better, but like, I think especially level 4 is the one I really wanted to see even better. And I also wanted to see more of the monster in level 4. It seems like the climax of the game comes in level 3 instead of level 4, which would be the logical place to have the climax. So that's something I think we could have.
Right now we go back to hub. It's sort of fall chute, and this is actually, I guess, where we sort of disregard totally the baby's safety too, because like right here you're on a shelf and you can just fall straight down. It's really not safe for the kid, but at this point we just let them realize that it's not safe for the kid anyways.
We did though. We did implement a cushion or something, right? From if you go to the end of the plank and jump down, there is like a pillow or something soft you can land on.
This is the game's hub room in a way, like the same as the painting area in the level 3. This is sort of where your main objective can be seen. Like there's a star door, which is quite beautiful, and you kind of see a texture reminiscent of the memory fields from previous.
One thing that I think is quite special about the game is how we have kind of resolved the entire game and how events play out through physics. Well, at least most of it. So where it would probably have been easier just animating stuff and have a predictive behavior, we instead work with physics for the entire game and how the player moves, from how the player moves to how apples roll to how doors open. There are some animations, of course, but there's a lot of... The game is built a lot on top of physics.
yeah, like right now it's sort of, you got everything cool, and you look forward to getting back to hub. I kind of like the fact that for all the other levels we had this, after you picked up the memory piece, it was safe, you know, like there was only safety until the pipe. And for this one, this is the last one since we established the rule that it was kind of safe. This time we decided to break it with a heart-wrenching cutscene-ish thing.
Okay, so this is the beginning of the end of the game, and as Teddy has just missed his arm and it's lying in front of you, and you can see cotton from Teddy just falling through the air slowly. So in this area we wanted to make the player feel very alone and a bit disoriented, as you have just lost what we wanted to be the player's main companion throughout the game, Teddy. So it's very dark, and you just follow the lights and the sound as you go.
I really enjoy simplicity and like specific focus kind of experiences. So
this area we have always called the forest, which doesn't make much sense now because it doesn't look like a forest at all. And the reason why is that at an earlier iteration of this area we had like stone pillars looking like just like trees but made out of stone, just huge rocks, and these sort of
when you're trying to tell a story in a video game using mostly environmental storytelling and not dialogue and explicit things, it's often hard to make it understandable enough that most players will catch the hints in the environments because they're often busy playing. Yeah, so this sequence was also...
And the whole thing with turning off the lights is to reinforce the fact that Teddy is gone, because in earlier parts of the game the natural reaction when the light is turned off is to use the Teddy light. So we wanted here to turn off the light in hopes of someone pressing a key to hold up Teddy, but then realizing that you don't have him anymore. And so yes, to just reinforce the whole being lonely and sad. this is the last time we visit the hub in the game, and this time the transition to the hub level is very different from the ones seen in the other levels. You don't go through the pipe this time, and this sort of marks the transition from the child piecing things together in his head and sort of understanding more, and for the player it marks the transition from the dreamlike to the real world. And here also, since the player don't have Teddy anymore, but we have Teddy's arm, the player can use Teddy's arm to unlock and open the door. And this was also something we did for the feels. Like we really wanted it to be sad and to feel like a loss when you don't have Teddy anymore. So this is we wanted Teddy to be the only one to be able to open this door, to make him feel like Teddy helps you and he's powerful. He can do some things that you can't, and you need him. And so when you lose him, you don't have the safety anymore. You can't use him as a light source. And then luckily you have his arm, and you can use this to continue. And here also, since the player don't have Teddy anymore, but we have Teddy's arm, the player can use Teddy's arm to unlock and open the door. And this was also something we did for the feels. Like we really wanted it to be sad and to feel like a loss when you don't have Teddy anymore. So this is we wanted Teddy to be the only one to be able to open this door, to make him feel like Teddy helps you and he's powerful. He can do some things that you. I really like the transition from the hub level through the house back to the child's room. Just how the screen fades and with the ambient music, and then opening the door, and all the way throughout this level you walk down stairs, and on the way you will see and find many different objects, all of which you have seen during the game and you have interacted with, like the jigsaw pieces from level 3 and the moon and star shaped keys from level 4, the owls from level 2. And this is done to tell the player that they have been in the house the whole time. It's been the child's imagination running wild, and all the scary parts have been caused by the mother being drunk and making a mess in the house, and just creating a environment that feels unsafe for the child.
And 2 months before release, I guess, we just changed the whole thing. And I'm really satisfied with how much clearer the whole thing became overnight, almost. Of course, it's been our first project, so we're all inexperienced, and there's been a lot of, like, not necessarily disagreements, but there's been like a bit different ways we want to go, each of us, during the productions.
The last thing I hope people that play the game appreciate is that it's the thematics of the game, right? Like the subject that we want to explore, and how fragile children can be, and I hope that is.
So in this level, we kind of go full circle and end up right where the game began. It really makes it feel like an ending and closure to everything.
We also really wanted the mother to be experienced as she's not evil or just straight up a villain in any sense, but we wanted to portray the side of being a human and how a person dealing with personal problems and in this case being a divorce, a breakup, a bad relationship, and how this can affect a human being. So she's not at all evil, but she's just not capable of taking care of herself and the child at the same time. She loves the child, but she's not a good fit for taking care of and also the it feels so automatic and interpreted as anything. Like people have some people have been mentioning that you can interpret this as the story was changed not to something completely different, but we basically just cut a part out that we wanted to be the main story, which was the Teddy being evil and all that, and we just cut that out and used the mother and the father situation, the family situation, as the core story, just because
people will maybe also recognize the voice of Teddy as the father who picks you up, and as the game starts in the kitchen with the father coming to the door, it also makes the same full circle.
A nifty little detail that not too many people seem to have picked up on is that the voice of both the Teddy character and the father character is played by the same voice actor, and both voices are intentionally made pretty similar, because the teddy bear is a representation of the child's memories of the father, so that we wanted the characters to feel and sound similar enough and be just this warm, loving character.
Did you like your gift?
That in the very end, in the final scene where you hear the voice of the father,
We'll fix it up.
we wanted the players to think, that's Teddy, but still